Arrogant, entitled behavior. And if I had known about it then, you wouldn't be here now, because I'd have told him to send your ass back home.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Continuing on our theme from yesterday's show, we are following another deadbeat son that is in his 30s that cannot quite cope with the stresses of adulthood and just will not leave his mother and the rest of his family alone. He torments them and has quite a problem on his hands that he needs to get sorted out, so hopefully Dr. Phil can help him. This is going to be another very frustrating case where this guy just does not think that his behavior is a problem at all. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we?
You were their babysitter, and you just saw things that you just couldn't turn your back on.
When I started babysitting them, I was 18. When the adoption was final, I was 21.
So starting things off, we are talking to the mother here, who I don't think is as at fault here. This woman definitely enables her son. I mean, everyone involved with this guy does, but it's more so her mother and her daughter that are helping enable this guy just to no end, and she is sick of it. She actually is a great woman and adopted this man and another girl because she was their babysitter and saw that their living situation was just not good. Their parents didn't care about them, and she actually adopted them at the age of 21, which is wild. So that makes us even sadder that she's really trying to get help for this guy, and she's been fighting for him all his life, but he's just making it so difficult for her.
You've enabled it, and you know you have. You admit it. You told us you do.
I should have kicked him out many, many years ago.
So this is one of those situations where the mother didn't really realize what was going on until it was too late. And now all of a sudden she opens her eyes. This guy's 31, still living with her, drinks excessively every day and just throws hissy fits because of it and is just tormenting her day in and day out. And she realizes she could have done a lot to stop this before it got this bad, but now it's too late for regrets. You got to look forward and figure out how you're going to get this sorted out.
How frequently is he arrested?
In the last 6 months, I think it's been about 10 times.
And here's his arrest record. I mean, it fills the whole screen.
And as you can see, he's got quite the list against him. As I was saying, he is not a very positive influence on his family. He's pretty much just taking up space and using up their money. He plays a sympathy card, and his grandma or his sister will buy him a hotel room when his mom kicks him out. It's just a never-ending cycle of him using people. And they're not standing up for themselves, so he's never forced to learn. It's just like the last guy in the last video. According to his family, he will go out and just say awful things in public to people, and they will literally just punch him in the face because of it. Like, he claims that he never does anything wrong, but then he's always coming home being beaten up. Obviously, this guy is just having a little bit too much to drink and being just a nuisance to everyone around. And obviously, when you're in the real world, not everyone's going to stand for that. It's not like the rest of your family. They're not going to enable you in that behavior.
And he doesn't remember a lot of this, so he's not there for it because he blacks out.
Right, because like the next day when you're angry, he doesn't know why you're angry because he wasn't technically there to see that. Or
And how frustrating must that be? He just plays the card of, oh, I'm sorry, I was blacked out. It wasn't me, though. I don't really remember. See, the normal me wouldn't have done that. Except now, more often than not, he's in this other mode where he's just tearing up his house like a Tasmanian devil, screaming at everyone and calling them the worst names in the book. Like the person that adopted him and tried to give him the best life that he could possibly have. He's just throwing that back into her face like, screw you. In fact, let's watch one of these tantrums. And that just sounds like it would be a weird TikTok sound. Like, that does not sound like a real person or a real freak out, but that's really how obnoxious he sounds when he's just absolutely too turnt at home and goes into these rage fits against his family.
And I want to know if you two are assets or liabilities for me, because my intention is to give him a damn wake-up call.
And now Dr. Phil has the grandmother of this guy and his sister on stage, who the mother claims are the main enablers of this guy. So Dr. Phil is trying to set them straight and say, hey, if you don't want this to continue, you guys need to do the right thing. And even though it is the hardest thing ever, you need to turn your shoulder when he's coming to try to use you for help, when he's getting into these predicaments out of just pure laziness and being a bad person, pretty much. You can't keep bailing him out. And you'll see here that the sister really struggles with this concept. Yo, real quick before we move on, guys, do me a big favor. My analytics show that only 39% of you watching are actually subscribed. I don't know what's up with that, but if you guys are already watching the videos every day, you might as well join the Grim Squad officially, so hit that subscribe button.
You said you feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him.
What is it you feel bad for him about? He is a lazy suck mooch. He manipulates, lies, cheats, steals.
And Dr. Phil is not beating around the bush. You really don't owe anything to this guy when you have tried countless times, and every single time he is faced with an opportunity to do good or to help you out in return, He doesn't do it. The guy's a lazy mooch, he's in his 30s, he has a drinking problem, and he is just evil to your mother and you at the same time. Even though you help him and you buy him like hotel rooms and various things, she is really balling out for her brother, and she's not getting that. She's doing this out of selfishness. She just doesn't want to feel bad and feel like she is letting him down, but you're actually letting him down by encouraging this behavior more.
You make it possible for him to do it. She's made it possible for him to do it. You have all crippled him no less than if you took a bat and hit him in the knees.
And again, Dr. Phil is being very straight up with these people. I like when he's like this with, you know, the guests. It really has to hit home with them that they are doing more harm than good by trying to just baby him through life. He needs to face some hard times. That's how you build character. That's how you get the inspiration to go above where you're at right now. This guy is just complacent, sitting at home, drinking his life away. And if they're really family members of this guy that love him and care about him, they don't want to see that continue, and they need to show him some tough love. But anyways, without further ado, enough talking about this guy. Let's meet him and see if he truly thinks he has a problem.
You were 2.5 hours late today. Why?
Just running late, nervous, and anxiety.
Yikes. So not a good look. He was 2.5 hours late to taping, and if I know Dr. Phil, that's got to be a busy man. You know, when he's not filming the show, I'm sure he's got 100 other things that he could be doing, so that's pretty disrespectful to just be straight up late. And he claims that it's because he was nervous and everything, but then Dr. Phil's producers actually taped them going out to his hotel room that he would not leave for 2.5 hours. He had clearly been going pretty hard the night before, and his excuse was this.
Oh, we're just late. We're running late, that's all.
Why are you running late?
Because we had to look good.
Did you have any issues last night?
No.
Don't lie, Ryan.
And then he lies about going hard the night before. He is just full of lies, and he thinks that his personality is charming, but really it is just distasteful. I mean, you are a nuisance to everyone, and you are seriously wasting everyone's time. Your family came out here to get you help on this show, and you are just coming up late, and then you make up some lame excuse saying you were nervous. You clearly just didn't want to go.
People don't usually show up late. They're usually compliant and do what they think, because people work really hard to get here.
Yeah.
And then we got to come find you.
To be honest, I'm like a little bit scared of Dr. Phil right now. I've never seen him with these serious eyes, and I don't know how this guy isn't just squirming in his seat. I am not envious of him right now.
If I had known about it then, you wouldn't be here now, because I'd have told him to send your back home.
Yo, it is heating up today, folks. This guy is just taking it though. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry I was late. Sorry, Dr. Phil, it won't happen again. But like, seriously, dude, you gotta be just dying inside. That is so bad. This is like that stern talk from your principal when you really mess up in school.
Have anger towards
Everybody
them.
gets angry and upset. That doesn't give you the right to call your mother a... What the hell is that about?
And thankfully, he is the most straightforward with this guy. He is not cutting any corners, not giving him any, leeway in this where he really shouldn't have any. You're making it just terrible to be in this house with you. This house that you live rent-free at 31, which again is just so sad that the mother allows you to do that. But you got to get it through your head that you need to change right now, because you are just a detriment to everyone else in your family.
Do you recall riding on the hood of your mother's car with a rock?
I don't. I was blacked out, drunk.
Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, I know. It's like whenever I go out and just write an obscene word on my mom's car with a rock, it's nice that I have the excuse that it wasn't technically me, I don't remember the event, so therefore it didn't happen. This guy has a really foolproof way out of getting out of trouble. I wonder why no one else has tried that before. Oh wait, every enabled old loser talks like that. But you know what? Dr. Phil sees right through that. Obviously, he's asking him this because this is just an embarrassing memory, and it proves that he is not the person that he wants to be. I mean, if you are content with scratching your mom's car with a rock, you're just a bad person, and I don't think this guy deep down wants to be a bad person.
I just feel, I just think it's the bad behavior I do when I'm not all there. I just think it's, I don't.
And that was a very, very good answer. I'm convinced that this guy knows right from wrong, and he is going to make a change. Obviously sarcastic. He's just struggling to come up with a sentence here because it's all empty words. He's gonna talk to Dr. Phil just like he's talked to his family before, making promises, saying, I'll do better. I know, it's just, I don't know what to do, and then, when I'm in this headspace, I act out. But you know exactly what to do. You gotta stop with this constant cycle that you're in, and you gotta stop just being mean to your family. That about does it for today's video. Dr. Phil talks to the family and pretty much reiterates what I said, just in longer form. But I wanna know what you guys thought of this video down in the comments below, and let me know if you think that this guy will actually get help for this. I don't know if he still sees it as a problem even. I think that's a hurdle he has to get over, to realize that he is actually the root of these problems, not everyone else. But hopefully he can realize that after this taping. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and drop a like. It helps out so much. I know I've said this in every video, but we are so close to 500K. Let's make it happen. Hashtag Grim to 500K. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace out.